Joining us now is Tyler Rosenlicht. He is fund manager and head of natural resource equities at Cohen and Steers. Now I know what Ghost Energy drink is, not a promotion, by the way. Tyler, it's great to have you on.
Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, so energy I do know something about. Let's talk first off about uranium, the nuclear renaissance. Everybody's talking about it, but I want to dial it back a bit, okay? We're building exactly 0 nuclear power plants in the United States right now. That number, 0. Why is a Cameco such a big opportunity for you and your clients?
So let's start with, we're big believers in the need to produce more energy because we think energy demand is going up a lot. Yep. And then it's about, we want predictable energy and we want it to be clean if it can be clean. You know, nuclear is really a resource that can provide both of those things. Now, if you think about the regulatory environment, a couple of years ago, we had a NIMBY world, which was, hey, I don't want to build anything in my backyard, not in my backyard, right? We think a couple of years ago that acronym actually shifted to a bananas world. That's build absolutely nothing anywhere near anything. That world feels like it's actually changing. We're going to go back to a place where we're going to be able to start to build the assets that you need to power the global economy. Again, nuclear is this resource that runs 24/7, 365, very high capacity factors, very low variable costs. It's the resource that we want. It's going to take a while, but we think we're
But we were shutting down nuclear.
Yeah, so phase one.
Right, Indian Point in Westchester, New York, 3 Mile Island for different reasons a number of years ago. One of the two likely to be restarted. I don't think it's going to be both of them. But again, go back to Cameco, which is a uranium producer.
Yep.
Where do they fall into this?
Yeah, so let's start with how the uranium build-out's going to happen. It's going to be 4 phases. First is let's not shut down the things that are actively operating. We think that's happening. Phase 2 is let's turn some stuff back on. That's going to be the next few years. Phase 3 is going to be, hey, let's actually increase the capacity of existing facilities, build new nuclear reactors inside the fence. Phase 4 is the small modular stuff, the new technologies. That's really a 2035 story. When you talk about something like Cameco, they're a producer of uranium. Yep. Demand for uranium is going up a lot. It's really hard to mine new uranium. So we think that that's a really good environment. And they also own Westinghouse. That's the company
the big nuclear builder.
There we go.
Yeah, so you used to be part of GE. There was a lot of stuff going on there. When we talk about copper, we tend to talk about Freeport-McMoRan and to a lesser extent, Southern Copper, which is based in Arizona, but ostensibly a Peruvian company. You like a third name. It's called Teck, trades here, but is based in Canada. Copper company, who and why?
Yeah, so they're a Canadian-listed copper company. They've actually gone through a big sort of corporate restructuring, getting rid of some of their old coal assets. They're currently going through an M&A transaction with another major miner. You know, we're really bullish copper. We think copper prices have to go up a lot to incentivize new supply to come into the market. Demand for copper is really robust. It's kind of a company in transition. We think there's a lot of commercial and revenue and operational synergies from their transaction. So if you like copper, if you believe in the sort of long-term case for that commodity, we think it's we definitely do. We think copper prices have to go up quite a bit, and that's a kind of underlooked place to find copper exposure.
Okay, let's talk about the atomic number 51. This is not alimony, which is what you pay a spouse who you've separated from, but antimony, which has the chemical element SB. There is a company called U.S. Antimony. It's been red hot lately, by the way. That is not who we're talking about today. We're talking about Perpetua, PPTA.
Yep.
They're trying to restart a gold mine, but the gold mine also has antimony, the deposit in it. But Tyler, you know, it is hard to restart a closed mine.
It's very hard.
Not impossible.
Yep.
But it's really hard.
Very hard. So one thing that we've seen happen over the course of the last 6 to 12 months has been the U.S. government is directly investing in the resource economy, right? Other companies have gotten direct equity investments, advantage debt, they've gotten advantage offtake agreements. You know, critical resources we think are really imperative to get mined here in the U.S. We think it's going to be important to restart the entire supply chains, and we think the government is going to step in to really help it. So Perpetua, PPTA, they do own a large domestic antimony deposit. Antimony is critical.
It's in the gold mine.
It's in the gold mine. It's sort of a part, your mine.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that kind of gets mushed.